Okay, so this is module 2 of the Essential Oils and Crystals workshop. And we're going to start out with understanding some foundational things that are going to serve us well when we get into talking about pairings and combining essential oils and crystals specific to our healthcare needs. So, this is a super important topic that will kind of set the tone for the rest of the workshop so that you can navigate this with a lot of confidence when you start thinking about how to use this in your own health needs. So, we're going to start out with this Albert Einstein quote, very smart man, still today. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be changed from one form to another. Energy is always around us, right? And once you understand how that plays into our health, it really unlocks a lot of information that can help us navigate our health journey in a different way. And this workshop is one really great example for how that's going to play out. So, everything on this planet, including us, is energetic. We have energy around us. Maybe some days we don't feel so energetic, but I promise you, if you're living and breathing, you have energy. The earth itself is full of energy. Everything around us, we're constantly surrounded with energy. And this energy is different depending on what it is, right? And it has a frequency that tells you the strength of it. And that strength, sometimes even the smallest frequency, can influence change in a big way. So, understanding these frequencies is where we start to really understand energy medicine and how that can be used to help our health, particularly when we're looking at the four pillars of health, which is your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Now, holistic and health and natural medicine specifically look at all four of these pillars. I'm not just concerned what physically hurts on your body. I care about that as well as what it's doing to your mind, how you feel about it emotionally, and what it's doing to your spirit. Because balancing these four pillars of health is where we start to unlock the bigger picture of the whole person care support that we need to heal and feel our best. So, this is a really foundational bit of knowledge that I want you to take with you because when you align these pillars and balance that energy across all four, you create that scenario where you are in the perfect position to heal, to feel your best, to capitalize on progress that you want to make in your health. It all stems from that particular balance point. Okay. And we need energy to make that possible. So, to make it very simple, what I'm saying is if you want to change your health, you have to change your energy. And that's what we're going to learn to do in this workshop. Okay. So, I want to talk a little bit about the energy modality. So, energy medicine is a group of services and support that we can give our body. And because each of us is unique, this has to be personalized to each of us in order to be effective. So, what works for me may not at all work for you. It could be the complete opposite experience. So, to make this work, you have to understand your specific needs and the way that you were designed and what energies respond best to you. And I'm going to give you a lot of that help in this workshop, but obviously, it's just one workshop. I'm not going to be able to give you 100% of this information through this method, but you'll have enough to at least explore the topic and resources to get further along with it to use it effectively in your own situations. But energy medicine can be used to stimulate healing in the body. And we're talking from physical diseases, mental angst, emotional things like depression, anxiety, and spiritual support, right? Now, all of that sounds wonderful because, in natural medicine, particularly, we know that physical pain is associated with emotional pain and mental pain and spiritual pain as well. You just don't have a part of your body that hurts without all those other pillars also experiencing impact. So, energy medicine helps us unlock that and start to stimulate healing within the body. We open up our pathways, and my specialty is traditional Chinese medicine. So, the pathways are the energy um, pathways along the body. We have them all over, and they allow energy to flow within us. And when they become blocked or damaged or dented through stress, through trauma, through illness, all the things, then our energy isn't flowing freely. So, energy medicine helps us remove that and repair it so that energy can flow like it was intended and our body can get the support that it needs. Now, energy medicine, and this is one that why it works so well with other modalities, is that it promotes relaxation. A lot of us operate on level 10 stress all the time. And if we don't get that opportunity for relaxation and decompression from stress, particularly, then we're introducing other problems to our health. And so, energy medicine promotes that relaxation, but it also allows the body to help reduce what I call stress imprints, which are basically dents to our energy. They are the grumpy feeling we had on today that we carry forward to us the rest of the week, right? And we don't ever release it. Energy medicine helps us do that, which in turn can help us improve our sleep, which means our body can do the repair work that it needs and we can wake up feeling better tomorrow. And that allows us to make progress on important health goals, such as losing weight, having a better mental health situation, changing our lives, right? Go really big on this. It's all possible when we start to align the pillars of our health and stimulate support in the right areas that we need to bring balance to them. Now, energy creates vibrations. So think of throwing a pebble in a pond and it creates circles. When you drop the pebble in the water, it creates the little rings. Think of energy vibrations in that same way. When you combine the right natural elements and techniques, your body starts creating those ripples, and those ripples create healing. Now, again, you are unique. You have your own formula for what that looks like. And you have to understand what your frequencies are and where they're not working optimally to give it the right support. So, how that kind of works sometimes is intuition, which again can be blocked through modern lifestyles of, electronics and prescriptions and pollution and different factors. But when you uncover it, you will find that you are intentionally drawn or repelled by certain things. And that is your clue for where your energy is blocked, maybe where it's imbalanced or deficient. And that starts to line up to the energy pathways that we need to support. Okay. So again, it's not necessarily my arm hurts, so, I need something for that. It's what is your arm telling you why it's hurting, right? Where does it go from there? Where's the energy block that's feeding your arm? Where does that go? And how has that been damaged or dented, right? We start to unravel all these things and we start to build the story of the messages that our body is telling us so that we can identify the support that it actually needs. So this is a list of different types of energy medicines, and you may have heard of some of these. Maybe some of them are new to you. Many of them I offer through Dragon's Bit Apothecary, but there's all kinds of energy medicines that have existed for thousands of years. And a lot of these are really old traditional medicine. And of course, the two at the bottom are the ones we're here to talk about today. But I wanted you to understand that this is a very big area that you can combine different energy medicines to work together. You can use them with other modalities and care support that you need. But these are truly incredible natural medicine that we already have available to us. So I want you to think about energy in this way. Um, Sound has an energy to it. It influences how you feel. It can change thoughts. It can boost your physical energy, right? If you think about going to a workout class, then they play really upbeat music to get you going, to get you revved up, to get you excited, right? Whereas if you go to a yoga class, they tend to play calmer, quieter music. It's softer. Maybe the lights are dimmed. And that brings about a totally different energy when you walk in that room. Nature has a lot of energetic influences that we feel all the time. And in fact, I put snowflakes and ice crystals on here because there's a very fascinating study that was done by a man in China that he photographed snowflakes. And when you applied different sounds to them, they actually changed shape. And depending on the different sound that they heard. So, energy is a very real thing that we can experience in nature. We can observe it, but we can also feel it in our own body. And we can also feel it from other people. We can feel it from Earth itself. There's this practice called grounding, where you walk outside barefooted and you stand on the ground and you feel Earth's vibrational energy come up through your feet. And it's a very relaxing experience. It helps rejuvenate the body and it kind of resets our energy pathways. It's a really great healing practice that if you do it consistently, you're really going to notice some changes in your own energy and outlook in life. So it's why I bring this up is that each type of energy, including you're energetic, has a different frequency, and we can change it, we can influence it, we can balance it. And that in turn will influence what we feel in our health. It influences how we respond to stress. It influences what kind of stress we feel, right? Or how we respond to it overall, what it does to our health. So, this is just why I'm so fascinated with this particular modality, because there's just so powerful what we can do to influence the human body and change how our health journey is going. We can change our health story, right? And it starts with unlocking our own energy. So, a really great example is when you're going to a party and you walk into the room and there's a person there that just has a horrible vibe, right? Maybe the whole room has this horrible vibe, and you're like, ew, this doesn't feel good. Or you walk into that same party and it's lively and it's fun and you're immediately welcomed into it, right? It feels good. The vibes that you feel are real, and we don't pay them enough credence to what they are telling us. But these are messages that we need in order to understand what our body is telling us it needs and to respect our own boundaries, right? So we can influence this energy, these vibrations we feel, with the use of crystals and oils. We could actually walk into a party with a very horrible, dark vibe and feel protected, feel supported, even change the vibration of the room through our own presence. And this too is expanding our own energy that not only helps our own health, but helps the health of those around us. So this is very, very powerful medicine that we're talking about. And the openness that you have to hearing what your own body is telling you is really insightful when you want to make health changes. So I put this in here particularly because it's so important that we go into this with an open mind and to understand that there's more to our health than what we can physically touch or see, right? Sometimes we have to just experience it. And this is one area where that is so, so true. So let's talk about what this looks like. So emotionally, you have a lot of frequencies going on in your body right now, and they happen all at the same time, right? Um, and they have different frequencies as a result of that. And I've got that nice little chart to the side that tells you what those frequencies are. So obviously your feel good, happier emotions have a higher frequency than some of the not so feel good, right? Um, and this influences our overall energetic field of our health. And like I said, you have several of these. We hold emotions at a cellular level in the body, so that influences this. But when you add up all these different emotions that are floating around your body, then you start to figure out what your frequency state is, and that's your baseline for influencing changes. So, a really great example of this is a client who wants to lose weight, but they've tried all the diets. They're super good at eating well, they're working out, they're drinking all their water, they're getting all their sleep, but still no weight is coming off. That tells you right there that there is a frequency going on in their body that we need to balance. Okay. And it's this case where you can do everything right and still something is off. And that's where this comes into play. And it's powerful when you start aligning this, how quickly everything else falls in place. So I like to really use this as a way to tell you why the four pillars of your health, your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit, really have to be at that same place of balance for you to make progress on health goals and to realize healing at a different level than a lot of us have even experienced in our life. So and it takes a long time sometimes to figure this out and get down to this level, but that's why working with a holistic health practitioner can help you, because we really start to dig into this deeper understanding of what's going on in our own body, and the limits that we think it has are really just blocks of energy that we need to free up. So this is just a nifty little chart that tells you some of the essential oil frequencies, because they too are energy, in your crystal frequencies. And then if you look to the right here, I've got some organ frequencies. So you can start to imagine, if you've got rose oil that's 320 megahertz of energy, and you've got rose quartz, right, which is 639 megahertz. Those are way more powerful than our physical body organs. So, this is why we've really got to pay attention to how we are using these types of medicines in our health, because you can quickly start to overpower what your body is ready to accept. And it's not that you won't ever use rose oil, you should, it's beautiful, but sometimes you've got to put some other things in place to make it absorbable by your body, right? To make it balance with what your body is needing. And using these things smartly can really change the tide on our overall health story and getting us in a place where healing can actually occur in the body. So again, this isn't obviously every essential oil or every single possible crystal out there, but it's a sampling that gives you an idea of the medicinal effects of these elements when we use them for our health. So, on that same note, when you take that information and you start to apply it to specific things happening in our health, you start to develop a protocol for what frequencies start to create those ripples of energy that we need to stimulate changes in the body. So if you look at things like physical healing, let's say you tore your Achilles heel. Well, you can support healing of that with 285 megahertz. You can physically, using frequency medicine, start to heal the body with what we're going to talk about in this workshop. You can change behaviors, you can balance feelings, you can hormones can shift, right? And this complements other things we can do, but it's super interesting and powerful to see this happen because from here, so many other things can be healed without more severe actions, right? And it's not to say we don't ever need to have more severe things happen to support healing, but where possible, we want to try and use the most natural, least invasive way to help our body do it naturally. Okay. So I love this chart. It's actually really, really helpful when you're looking at the question of what do I take for what? You start to see how complex that can be to answer. But it gives you a path forward to start aligning the right support to providing that opportunity for your body to stimulate healing using natural means. So this is module 1, and in the next module, we're going to take a little bit different direction. I'm going to talk about some of the religious aspects of crystals and essential oils because it's super important we have this understanding of the history and questions that you could get even modern day when it comes to using essential oils and crystals in our health in terms of healing and support. So I will see you in the next workshop.